Okay, so we're at 8 days now. We're at 8 days, and I wanted to discuss Metal Gear Solid 4. I know a lot of the reviews came out, so you guys are probably hoping to discuss that soon, and I will probably be discussing that tomorrow. Okay, my mustache has been getting on my lips a lot lately. I have to go shave it. Anyway, um, all right. So I forgot to mention in Metal Gear Solid 2 that Olga Galukovich comes back as a cyborg ninja, and she does that because the Patriots have her daughter, and she wants to make sure her daughter's okay, and that's very important. Okay, so Metal Gear Solid 4 starts, and Solid Snake gets called back into a mission to murder Liquid Ocelot. Liquid Ocelot is plotting an insurrection, and he's planning on doing this by having control of the entire Patriots AI system. Now, the Patriots AI system has complete control over the world at this moment. This does take place in the future, and everybody in the future has small machines or nano machines, as they're called. Nano just means small. Machines just means machines, so it just means small machines. And they take these shots with these small machines that go into their bodies, and these machines help regulate like your sickness, your thoughts, just everything. And they use them on soldiers and on civilians as well. And Liquid Ocelot plans on getting control of that system so that he can control the entire world. So Snake has to try and murder him and stop him from doing such a thing. So he goes into the Middle East and he finds Mero along the way. They're supposed to work together. Mero and her team are called Rat Patrol Team Zero One. Mero from Metal Gear Solid 1. Snake has gotten older, so she makes fun of him. She calls him Old Snake because of the fox dye in his body. Snake has aged rapidly. So Snake and them find Liquid Ocelot, but Liquid Ocelot uses the control that he has over the system to make everybody sick, except for Johnny Zazaki, who for some reason doesn't get sick. But everybody else on the battlefield or on the place of war, whatever you want to call it, they all get sick because they have the small machines inside of them, and Liquid Ocelot now has some control over that. So then you are forced to go find Dr. Naomi Campbell, who is from Metal Gear Solid 1, and she got kidnapped by Liquid Ocelot to help with creating the system. So Solid Snake is forced to find her, so you go on a hunting mission, you go and you find her, you like scavenge and do all this crazy stuff. So you find Naomi Hunter, and she looks at Snake's body, and she runs some tests on him, just strictly out of curiosity, and she finds that the sickness, the virus that she put in him in Metal Gear Solid 1 has grown rapidly, and he can now kill anybody from like 100-mile radius or something like that. That in a couple of weeks it's going to get that bad to the point where he will literally be a nuclear power bomb, like a nuclear bomb. Like wherever he goes, he's just going to kill everyone because he's just that powerful now because of the virus that he was injected with. So Solid Snake hears the news and he only wants to know if he has enough time to kill Liquid Ocelot because that's how he is. Game is horribly depressing. Solid Snake knows he's going to die, knows that he's now a nuclear terrorist himself because of what the CIA did to him. Doesn't care, just want to kill Liquid Ocelot. Just wants to do his job. That's all he cares about. Very depressing video game, by the way. So he continues on, murders a bunch of the henchmen, goes back to Shadow Moses, which was where Metal Gear Solid 1 took place, and he has to find the Metal Gear. But before he does that, Naomi Campbell gets kidnapped again, and this is after Naomi Campbell went to Solid Snake's little hangout, and she met Sonny, and this is where Naomi Campbell goes, I can't believe they're still doing this because Sonny is a child soldier. She's like maybe 10, 11 at the time, and she works with Snake and Otacon as a super hacker, and she's a child soldier. She's never seen the daylight. She's never been outside. She's a prisoner by all sense of the word. So then Naomi gets kidnapped again, and this time wants to be on their side, and it seems that she was a double agent the whole time. And Snake and Otacon are like, so then why'd she help us make the super virus to stop Liquid Ocelot? So whatever, you go back into Shadow Moses Island, and You're trying to get to the Metal Gear before they get to the Metal Gear, but first you run into Naomi. Well, first you got to do like this crazy Mission Impossible stuff, which is fantastic, and then you run into Naomi and her lover Vamp, who seems to be immortal. So then you fight Vamp and you can't kill him, and then you find out that it's the small machines that are in his body. So once you're able to suppress them, you're able to kill him. And then Naomi tells you that she's had cancer, and she just wanted to know her past. She wanted to know about Gray Fox, and she wanted to help the world so that they wouldn't feel sick or whatever. And she takes some nanomachines to suppress the nanomachines that are in her body, and she dies next to Vamp because of the cancer, and Vamp dies because he was never really immortal. He was just using the technology in his body. Okay, so then Naomi and Vamp die. Raiden shows up, by the way. He's like this crazy badass cyborg ninja now. Whatever. Snake gets to the Metal Gear. He's going to try to take it for himself so that Liquid Ocelot can't have it, so that they can't launch a nuclear weapon. But Liquid Ocelot already has a Metal Gear, and then you fight Metal Gears, and then Snake's Metal Gear kills Liquid Ocelot's Metal Gear, but then both the Metal Gears blow up, and then Raiden dies, and then Liquid Ocelot's like, I don't need that Metal Gear anyway, and he jumps on a ship and he goes away. I forgot to mention there's a scene in which Big Mama shows up in London, because Snake has to go to London to find Liquid Ocelot, and that's where Liquid Ocelot takes complete control of the enemy AI, and Big Mama passes away. And she explains everything that happened in Metal Gear Solid 3 and Peace Walker and yada yada. It's great. Like the entire game is excellent. Okay, so then I can't believe this is working. Like by now it would have messed up. Like it's been having connection issues all day. Okay, so then after you do that, you find out that Liquid Ocelot has Outer Heaven, and it's this ship, and he has the ability to launch a nuke from this ship. And Mei Ling plans a way to get in there, and for Snake to sneak up to Liquid Ocelot and hopefully kill him this time, and so that he doesn't have control of the Patriot AI, and so that he doesn't rule the world and whatnot. And plus, with Snake being there, and with the fact that he has Fox die, all of the members of his little army group are going to die anyway, because anybody that gets near Snake dies. Um, for some reason this doesn't affect the rest of the cast, and I think it's because the virus really only affects those that have Big Boss's DNA. And if you remember in Metal Gear Solid 1, all of the soldiers have Big Boss's DNA. So anybody that's in war has Snake's DNA because he's a super soldier, but those that are around him don't seem to have it, and it won't affect them until maybe 2 months after this mission is over. Because, like I said, when Naomi does the test, she finds out that Snake will become a nuclear bomb. The virus has spread, and he will be able to kill everyone. So he won't be able to hang out with Otacon and Sunny and his friends. Nobody. He will become a nuclear bomb. So Snake sneaks onto the thing with Meryl and Johnny Zazaki. It's important to note that Johnny Zazaki doesn't have any technology in his body. He has no nanomachines, so he cannot be controlled when they get into this huge fight with the henchmen. And Meryl saves Snake, allows Snake to go in further into the ship, and then Johnny Sasaki and Meryl save each other, and they find out that they love each other, and that's that scene. And then Raiden shows up, surprised he's not dead. Snake has to go through a corridor of microwaves that are burning him alive as he crawls through it. He gets there, he finally reaches the main control system, which is the enemy's AI, and it looks like the tomb that Big Boss visits at Metal Gear Solid 3. And he uploads the virus that Sunny and Naomi created. And Naomi's voice is on the screen suddenly, and she's telling Snake that she was never a double agent, she was never aligned with Liquid Ocelot, but she was more of a triple agent working against Snake, working against Liquid Ocelot, and just trying to free everybody of the Patriots' control. So she was trying to free Snake and everybody from the AI. So it's almost like saying she was trying to free us, the players, from playing the video game, if that makes any sense. It's very deep. It's a game about a video game. It's postmodern. So anyway, she says that she's sorry she had to die, yada yada yada. All she wants anybody to do is to live, to escape the video game. So that's the message of MGS4. That will probably be referenced in the later MGSs, which I ain't going to play. I don't give a fuck about writing. Anyway, um, so Snake does that, then Snake and Ocelot have a giant battle on top. Um, it's beautiful, it's amazing. They have a fight on top of the ship. Solid Snake kills Ocelot. Ocelot does the "you're pretty good" handshake, and that pretty much, well, not handshake's more of like a sign, and that pretty much shows that Ocelot was never really with the Patriots either. Um, Ocelot dies. As we all know, we never know where he lies. He's like a triple quadruple agent. Solid Snake finished his mission. He has to die now. He's a giant virus nuclear bomb thing. Meryl and Johnny Sasaki get married. Everybody's happy. Drebin brings doves. I don't need to tell you who Drebin is. It's not that important. And then Snake is at the tomb of who he thinks is Big Boss, and he has a gun to his mouth, and he pulls the trigger. You hear a loud bang and roll credits. You beat the enemy AI. Snake beats the enemy AI when you pass the game. So we as players beat the enemy AI when we beat the enemy AI. It's genius. It's postmodern as postmodern could get. Breaks the fourth wall, lets you know that you're playing a video game while you're playing a video game, and still gives you a story that's worthy of any movie, any TV show, any soap opera, anything really. It's fantastic. Oh, but wait, game's not over. Big Boss shows up out of nowhere. What the hell? He's still alive. He has Zero in a wheelchair. He pushes him forward. Big Boss explains everything about how he killed the boss, what happened in Metal Gear Solid 3, what happened in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, um, what happened in The Phantom Pain. It just talks about stuff. And then Solid Snake listens to it all. They give each other a hug, and Big Boss is like, I wouldn't consider you my son, you're just my clone, whatever, you should have never been born. So, again, it's a video game referencing how video games themselves, which they're clones of movies, shouldn't exist. Kind of. It's really deep stuff. Kojima's a genius, and if you don't think that, then you're just too dumb to get what's going on here. Here I am. I'm explaining it to you. Hi. Anyway, so it's really deep stuff, and anyway, they hug. They give each other a loving embrace. Um, then since Solid Snake is a nuclear bomb, and since anybody that has his genes will die, Big Boss slowly starts dying. He disconnects Zero because Zero was the person that started the Patriots AI system. So ideally, he's the person that started video games, and he's gonna die now. And Big Boss is gonna die. Puts a cigar in his mouth. He sits down next to the boss, and he says, "This is good, isn't it?" And he dies. And then that's the end of Metal Gear Solid 4. Solid Snake has about 2 more months to live. He's going to die too. Sunny asks Otacon. Sunny's first time being outside, by the way. She's running around, flailing her arms. She's so happy just to see lights. She asks why Snake isn't there at the wedding, and Otacon says he's had a very rough life. It's one of the most depressing entertainment things I've ever seen. It captivated me in a way no other media has. I think the only thing that has topped it would be Shadow of the Colossus and Ico. I love video games, and I think they are worthy of discussion. And I think that if you think that they're for kids, then hey, what can I say? I'm explaining shit to you. I hope you learn. So then that's the end of Metal Gear Solid 4. Uh, the whole game is about defeating the enemy AI, which means it's a game about passing a game. But at the same time, it gives you so much more because it's also very very much a soap opera. As I stated in one of my earlier things about Kojima, every one of his games is something. Metal Gear Solid 4 is a drama, it's a soap opera. Metal Gear Solid 3 was a Bond film. Metal Gear Solid 1 was just your classic action film with a little bit of romance thrown in. And Metal Gear Solid 2 is a sci-fi movie. So I'm excited to see what the Phantom Pain brings. Snake's not a good guy. Nobody in this game's a good guy. Big Boss is not a good guy. There's no winning. There's no saving the princess. This isn't for children. I can't stress that enough. I don't know why American society doesn't get that. It enrages me. So yeah, that's the end of Metal Gear Solid 4. I'll be discussing the reviews of the Phantom Pain tomorrow. V for victory. And I'll state if I forgot anything because as you can see, it's very long. V for victory.